Welcome in to a final NFL Total Access presented by IKEA. A very bittersweet special edition of the show today as we close out a 2-decade-long chapter. Alongside me, the usual suspects who've been rocking with us all season long. David Carr, Michael Robinson, my co-host Mike Yam. I am Kimmy Checks. Crunched the numbers, did some math. 7,500 days to the day since Total Access premiered right here on NFL Network.
That's some good math by you, Kimmy, because I wouldn't have known what was going on.
Shout out to NFL Regional for that one.
Legitimately at our computer just doing the number crunching. But as Kimmy made reference to, November 4th, 2003, back in Culver City. And today we come to you one last time on Total Access from Hollywood Park, next to SoFi Stadium, right across the street. Throughout the show, we're going to look at some wonderful moments and memories from the last 20 years. But we're also here to celebrate the game that we absolutely love.
We are, and what better way to celebrate than already looking ahead to the 2024 season.
Your Chiefs.
How exactly are we going to kick it off? Well, we're going to do it Kansas City style. And what about that AFC Championship game rematch in Kansas City? The reigning back-to-back champs taking on Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. But how does the first quarter of the regular season schedule look for the Kansas City Chiefs? Looks good, but tough. A little rematch with Lamar Jackson. Hello, Joe Burrow and those Bengals. Kirk Cousins and the Falcons. Plus, the LA Chargers to round it out. First 4 games. Kansas City, are they going to run it back a third straight time? Rob, last season, the entire conversation was around those pass catchers and those drop balls. Yet at the end of it, they hoisted yet another Lombardi. New weapons to this offense. Is that going to make them even more elite?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it's been truly amazing to see the evolution of Patrick Mahomes and the evolution of Andy Reid. Remember going back to Philadelphia, Andy Reid couldn't do certain things in big games. But now you see Tyreek Hill go out the door, and then this offense evolves, and they win another Super Bowl without Tyreek Hill. And now when you get this receiver out of Texas, Xavier Worthy, you get Marquise Brown out of Arizona, it is speed now on this offense to just open things up to provide more space in this offense. Again, we've seen them go through an evolution where they wanted to be a big offense, wanted to push the ball downfield, and they had to play smaller ball, and you saw Patrick Mahomes adjust. Now with this speed, I know, Kimmy, you talked about those drop passes, but I don't really think they care about that. They just care about those guys screaming down the football field, providing space for this offense. Isaiah Pacheco will be able to find some lanes, and even the offensive line will be able to identify some things in protection a little bit easier. Guys, I think it adds another dimension to this Kansas City offense and makes them that much more dangerous.
It's got to be terrifying for the rest of the league to see the Super Bowl champions get better like in the offseason. As everyone's trying to catch them, all they do is just create more space for their tight end. And that's really what this is about. And you mentioned it, creating space, obviously for the run game, but those speed guys, just like you said, they don't necessarily have to be completions. Or it's just the fact that they're down there, it creates so much room in between the numbers where Patrick loves to work with Travis. We talked about Travis kind of falling off as he's getting older. No, there just wasn't a lot of space. There's a lot of guys, constricting on top of him, and he's not allowed to make those plays that he's usually making. So this just opens everything up. You got Hollywood Brown running down the side, Xavier Worthy on the other side, and they got to cover sideline to sideline now. And with Patrick's ability, as you mentioned, him being more efficient now, and his maturation, his intelligence has ramped up even from, he's not just a gunslinger anymore. He understands the game. He studies hard. He really gets it. Now he has the speed to burn, and he's got a veteran tight end to go with it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Look, on paper right now, you can make a case Kansas City looks like a better team right now than they did a season ago heading into the season. And yet, we spent a good stretch of Total Access during the year talking about Baltimore and the Ravens being maybe the best team in the NFL. I know you love their personnel, but they got better. They have arguably one of the best running backs in the history of the game. Is Derrick Henry enough to put this team over the hump?
I think, as we said here all year, Baltimore was the best team in the league the majority of the season. And then we got into the playoffs, and then they have a slip-up. And what's the slip-up? They only ran the ball 6 times in the playoffs, right? So what do? You say, okay, we got to address that. Let's go get Derrick Henry. And maybe it was a panic move. I love the move, right? I like the idea of we got to get someone in the building that forces Todd Monken to run the football, forces him to put it in those guys' hands. Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson, most rushing yards by a quarterback and a running back in the league in the last, 5 years. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. But I also love that they have this new offense that Lamar is growing into. He's the MVP now for the second time in a different offensive scheme. He's going to get better there. The space issue for me is the best thing going, because Derrick Henry has run into more loaded boxes in the last 5 years than any player in the history of the league. It's actually crazy. So this space, I think, is going to be a good thing.
I think, David, on paper, yes, this sounds like a great move. But to your point, Hopefully, it forces Todd Monken to actually call the run game because they were clearly the better team in that playoff game. But I just go to just how do you use Derrick Henry, right? He uses a lot of times when Derrick needs to get going, he's usually in the dot. 80% of the time since he's been in the National Football League, he's getting the football from right behind the quarterback while the quarterback is under center.
Great point.
Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens guys, they operate primarily in the shotgun. So I just see some nuanced things that they're going to have to work out in their offense if they want this to be successful.
Reality is good problems to have. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
From personnel standpoint, you got, once again, arguably one of the best to ever do it in that backfield. Actually, since 2018, Lamar Jackson, he's led all quarterbacks in rushing yards. Derrick Henry in that time, leading all running backs. To me, dangerous. So we obviously have a great one in terms of the opener. I know, David, that your passport is checked because you've been going international. I don't know if you're heading to Brazil for this one, but why not is probably the best way to describe it. This can be pretty cool to see the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles in week number 1.
Hey, are all of our passports getting stamped?
Yeah.
And headed abroad, it's time for Wrap Up the Division, presented by a Subway. And David, I want to go up north to the NFC North. I want to talk about the Green Bay Packers. Jordan Love's debut season as a full-time starter last year in 2023. He was second in passing touchdowns and led the Packers to a wild card playoff game where they won versus the Dallas Cowboys. Sorry, Dallas fans out there. But what's next in terms of his development? Because we saw a huge step last season. He's got skill.
Yeah, he has a lot of skill. He's obviously been brought along correctly. LaFleur's offense is perfect for him. The play action pass has been great. They add Josh Jacobs, is going to make them even more dynamic. He's great, run after the tackle or get first contact. So there's going to be dimensions all over the place for him to have easy offense. The step for me for Jordan is the next level, is the third down in red zone. Like, he was great. He made some great throws, but it's just about throwing the team on your back. I know it's kind of cliche, but that's really what you have to do at this point because this league is so tight. It's so competitive. To get over the hump, you have to make hero-type plays at the quarterback position on third down and in the red zone, on the money downs, where the quarterback gets paid the big bucks. He has been brought along perfectly by LaFleur. The offense is perfectly tailored for him. The play-action pass is brilliant, but now you got to make those big-time throws like we saw there in Dallas, and we need to continue to see more of those.
And DC, when the first read didn't open, he has to have a better plan.
Absolutely.
That's when his interceptions came.
A lot of time, the first read is schematically, right?
Yep.
So can you get past that hump, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about the division, and once again, teams that are knocking on the door right now, the Lions, the little bit of a mini spending spree. I shouldn't even say mini because it certainly wasn't my checkbook that was opened up for this.
I wish I had some.
Amon-Ra, Jared Goff, Penei Sewell. Goff, Mark Ross and I were talking about this on Total Access the other day. He said, hey, you need an elite quarterback sometimes to go and win a Super Bowl. Is Jared Goff elite enough for this Lions team to win the big game?
Yes, I do think Jared Goff is elite enough for the Detroit Lions to win a Super Bowl. But hear me, Detroit fans. He's going to do it by running the football with Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery and leaning on that offensive line. Because if you look at Jared Goff's game, the best part of his game, guys, is play-action passing. And play-action passing only comes up if you're running the football with some type of authority. And it just seems like whenever you force or put the game on Jared Goff to just have a straight drop-back game to try to beat you throwing the ball 45 or 50 times, that is when he puts the ball in harm's way. But if you can keep the throws down, handle this offense through the running game and through these backs, you limit the opportunities for Jared to give the ball to the other team. But he absolutely has the ability to get this team over the hump.
This is so fun. Like, guys, we're in May, and we're talking about next season, but that's what happens right here on Total Access. And don't worry, we have so much more to dive into, including the NFC East, Dak and the Cowboys, Jalen Hurts and those Eagles, plus that rookie, Jaden Daniels, and the Commanders are all on the field next week. We look into things that their offenses will need to work on to get them ready for the 2024 season,
And Kimmy, we mentioned it at the top of the show, celebrating NFL Total Access through the years all show long, even back when there was a change in power at the top of the National Football League.
So now it goes Elmer Layden, Burt Bell, Pete Rozelle, Paul Tagliabue, and Roger Goodell. Welcome to this brand new commissioner edition of NFL Total Access. I am Rich Eisen. Now what, I guess, is the question. You go back to New York and begin, I guess, sitting down with the man you're succeeding and putting together a staff, or what happens next?
Well, you know, the highlight so far is that I got my first appearance on the NFL Network, Rich. So I'm excited by that. But yes, the answer is I'll head back to New York and get to work.
Congratulations. I believe I've been told you're still clutching the football that was
I am.
There it is. And I guess you're going to end up having to sign a signature yourself because your name's going to go on these footballs now, Commissioner.
Yes, that's hard to believe, but yes, that is correct.
Excellent.
NFL Total Access is presented by IKEA.
I'm going to get in shape so we can do that one-on-one thing.
Do it.
We'll do it in the off-season.
It would be great. Off-season, we'll find a little game that we can compete where it's fair for both of us.
Since you're here and you didn't make it to the Super Bowl, I figure we get this out the way. I mean, you could probably go one-on-one. This is what everybody wants to see. I was the beast in my time, and you're the beast now.
Oh, wow. It's like paper football back in the day. They're flick football, some people call it. They're both hydrating. They're both getting ready.
I played paper football growing up like no other in class, you know.
Yeah, of course.
We're probably going to lose
this game. We're going to put 30 seconds on the clock. Ready, set, go. That's one for Gronk. Man, he is fire him in there. One for Willie. Two for Gronk. Two for Willie.
Gronk, you can hit those from 70 yards,
he missed
bro.
it off the crossbar. Willie's a little short. We're tied up. Last one. Can you tie it up?
Yeah.
Gronk got it. Gronk got him.
All right, there's a lot to unpack on that video.
Yeah, man, I was so unhealthy on that video.
I think the only place to go is to talk about the hair situation for you, or lack thereof. Emrod, good looking could do no matter what. By the way, Gronk's old quarterback, that Tom Brady guy, making his debut in the booth. Cowboys and Browns. Yes, it is week number 1. And speaking of those Cowboys, time to wrap up the vision presented by Subway, the man who's got a great head of hair now. I'll ask, that's you. Well, actually, both of those dudes. But I'm going to start with you here, Emrod, from a Cowboys perspective. By the way, your hair a little bit longer than I'm used to seeing in person.
I like it. I like it.
I'll get that story a little bit later for you. Biggest concern for you from a Dallas perspective, what is it?
Lack of the run game or the lack of the run situation. I mean, last year this team was 10-1 when they ran the football for over 100 yards. Their leading rusher, and Tony Pollard isn't there anymore. And Ezekiel Elliott, he's a little longer in the tooth, and he still has those all-pro eyes and knows where to put the football. He just doesn't have that second-level burst. Rico Dowdle, I mean, he's back there, but he doesn't have the experience. And then Deuce Vaughn is a change-up back. So, to me, guys, this points to the fact that the Dallas Cowboys going all in on Dak Prescott. Dak, this might be your last year in Dallas, man. I'm just saying, you're going to have to do something in the playoffs. That's what I'm going to say about them Cowboys.
Meanwhile, in the same division, there's a new face who is going to be under center for the Washington Commanders. The rookie, Jaden Daniels. He took the field this week for OTAs in Washington. David, do you think they've comprised enough talent around him to have him succeed year one, new head coach? New OC.
Well, that's the question, Kimmy. The OC is the question for me. Like, I like Austin Eckler. I like Jahan Dotson. Obviously, Terry McLaurin, Adam Luke McCaffrey. Like, they have good composers. Zach Ertz comes in. Right. He knows Cliff Kingsbury's offense. That's the question, though. I think Cliff was in Arizona, and he had his guy, his hand-picked guy since he was in high school, right? Kyler Murray. That didn't work. So that's my concern for Jaden. And if I could tell Jaden something that I wish I was told when I was young, in this same situation with the OTAs, ask questions, man. Like, Cliff doesn't have all the answers. We all don't, right? We have to be smart enough as quarterbacks, and young enough, it's hard. But you're the guy. Like, quarterback is king. I learned that a long time ago. If you're not happy and you're not comfortable, right, the rest of the team's not going to be comfortable. And you're going to get fired, right? So go out there, ask questions, make sure Cliff's got his stuff in order.
Hello.
That's what I get concerned about.
All right, well, speaking of play callers, if you go to Philadelphia and the Eagles, Jalen Hurts may have some help, or maybe not, Emrod. A new coach in Kellen Moore stepping in as the OC. Is his presence going to be enough to change that offense for the better after Philly just had the fewest carries with the quarterback under center just last year?
Yeah, this is crazy to me, guys. I don't understand what's going on.
Tell us why you don't like it.
Because, I mean, Kellen Moore just a few years ago got fired in Dallas for not running the football, right? Oh, then he gets picked up by the Los Angeles Chargers, and they go 25th in the National Football League running the football at 96 rushing yards per game. And then I'm looking at the Philadelphia Eagles offense, and if you're not building an offense that starts with the legs of Jalen Hurts and the legs of Saquon Barkley, I don't know what you're doing. So I think they're going to have some issues in Philly just simply because the play caller doesn't call the run. RPO offense and quarterback run game is where this offense has to start, is where the passing game has to be built around. I'm not saying it's going to be a rough year for the Philadelphia Eagles, but all I'm saying is Jalen Hurts, you're going to have to show us early that this is your team and this is your offense and you know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, I'm waiting for DC to go preach.
Dude,
Because
I mean, honestly,
saying
like,
that all
copy and
season.
paste that and play that in like October because that's exactly what the problems are.
And you were talking about it all season long, a season ago. By the way, Giants fans, we haven't forgotten about you. Daniel Jones.
We got him.
Yeah. Is he going to stay the starter all year?
And Rob, earmuffs, man. Like, no. Like, he was a starter all year just because there's so much pressure on my man Daniel, right? From Drew Lock coming in, who's played good football the last couple of years, right, to the pressure of them not getting a quarterback maybe that they wanted in New York. He's going to have to play lights out. He's going to have to literally play perfect.
Have you ever seen him play lights out perfect?
It's hard, right? That's why I say it's going to be hard for him to start every game. I just don't see it unless he just plays absolutely nails from the jump. If Drew Lock throws a couple touchdown passes in the preseason, we're going to be talking about this, right? So that's the concern for me. They don't have Saquon to hand the ball off to anymore either, right? So it's literally all on you to rip through your reads, make good decisions, be clutch. Like, that's the other thing. Like, you got to show up in the moments that we talked about earlier with Jordan Love. Third down, red zone, big-time clutch situations. You can do it. You can.
Can we also talk about Daniel Jones and the photos of him in the throwback uniform? It's like,
no.
He didn't look like a quarterback. We can talk about that offline, but up next, we're joined by the Saints All-Pro defensive end and friend of the program, Cam Jordan, to talk about his new teammate, Chase Young, and why he's not loving how that December is going to be shaping up for him and his team this season.
And Kimmy, by the way, we continue to celebrate NFL Total Access. Cam was one of about 3,200 guests we've had on this show. That is a fact. Sometimes we even had guests that were blind to us. David, here's a segment I loved doing last year.
According to social media, there are only two ways to find your future spouse: an app or a dating show. We missed that boat entirely. David and Yammer, they will be the prospects trying to woo you.
We're ready.
Trying to woo you with only their personality, their charm, and their attributes.
You do need someone, DJ, to protect the edge, right? To run down outside zone runs on the backside. To take left tackles, as Cupid would, off their feet with a stab in the chest. I'm your guy, man. For years to come. I'm not going to do anything crazy, but I'm going to be rock solid for you, buddy.
Right to your heart. Yammer, I don't know, man. Just look.
That sounds like we could have a winner, Yami.
By the way, can we always shoot me like this? I look tall for once on this show, which I definitely don't appreciate. And normally on a show like this, I would be concerned that I was matched up with the best looking dude that we have here, but love is blind, so you actually aren't supposed to see what David actually looks like. So the bigger question is, DJ, when it comes to the edge position, you want a guy that you dream about all the time. And I can assure you that every quarterback that I matched up against every single week, the entire week, I was in their dreams. I was a nightmare for them. So there's only one choice, DJ. It's swipe right on me.
They were both speaking your love language, but who is the pick for the Cardinals?
Well, I feel like I'd have a good time with David there, with that player. But man, this is about real love. This is not about just having, a good time on a date. So I think I'm going to go with Yam.
Yeah, we're going to put a ring on it, baby.
I'm just slightly disturbed by how committed we are to this.
Very committed.
Just a little bit
Stage
disturbed.
5 clinger
okay.
all the way. Talk to us about NFL rivals and what you're doing.
Do we have NFL rivals?
Yeah.
There's the Saints and everybody else. What do you mean?
Fair enough.
Okay, they say maybe when me and Steve were playing, it was Carolina, it was Steve versus our DBs. But it wasn't Carolina versus us. We're better.
You posted your Senior Bowl picture not that long ago. You look the same. Exactly the same. Same haircut now, too.
I might be a little skinnier. Back then I was running out of 3-4 defensive end spot, so I was probably like 290-ish. Now, I'm like 10 pounds lighter. I might be a little faster than I was back in the day.
With Cam Jordan, you never know what you're going to get. Probably some viral soundbite, but he was drafted by the Saints and been riding with them ever since. He's the team's all-time franchise sack leader. He's also an all-pro defensive end. Cam, welcome in as we celebrate Total Access. You've obviously been a part of the show over the years. It's really special to have you with us as we wave goodbye.
Man, a goodbye sounds so final. Like, that sort of hurts. I mean, I feel like I grew up on this show. I sort of did. I was in my 20s the first time I was on it. Now I'm in my 30s. Okay, yeah, I did.
Yeah, Cam. Well, first of all, thank you for being here, man. But, you got a new teammate in Chase Young, man. Just talk about how he's fit into that locker room and what it's going to be like having another first-rounder on the other side of you.
Another one. I mean, you know, I think Chase Young is going to be great for our defense. We already got Carl Granderson, who's stellar this last couple of years. I think with growth, him being on the opposite side when he gets right, help physically, he's going to be another piece that we can add on. At some point in my mind, I'm spinning like it's got to be me, Chase, and Carl Granderson on the field at the same time on a crucial third down. And I'm probably going to have to go in the middle. I don't care. Whatever that takes. I mean, like, I'll line up. I'll be that Zadarius Smith over the middle, roaming, trying to get active. I think it just adds another weapon to our defense.
Well, speaking of that defensive front and you guys getting after some quarterbacks, there's a new quarterback to sack in the division. Congratulations, Kirk Cousins and the Atlanta Falcons. You now have to face this guy amongst Chase Young and some others on that team. You ready to give him the Matt Ryan treatment? You're going after him day one?
Yeah, I think I've sacked him at his two previous teams. I'm pretty sure I sacked him when he was at Washington. I for sure know I sacked him at the Vikings. So, I mean, new quarterback. Maybe the newest quarterback will be somewhere in the season they add in a Mike Penix Jr. I don't know their situation where you spend a top 10 draft pick on a quarterback. I don't know what you do with there. You know, am I just going to add fuel to the flames? Why not?
Oh, see, that's the viral soundbite. That's the viral soundbite I was talking about. Are you saying some quarterback controversy down the line in Atlanta? We'll have to check in midseason on that one. But NFL teams got their schedules on Wednesday, and you took to social media because you were not too happy with the powers that be because you have two cold games towards the end of the season.
You need to stop.
Versus the Packers and Giants. You've been playing for 14. You're entering your 14th season. Come on now. Cold game is fine.
Yeah, you know what? And it took me 12 years. It took me 12 years to play my first snow game.
Oh.
And after playing the snow game, I was like, you know what? This is as advertised. This is trash. Like, cold games, they're not cool. Like, for the fans, for the game, I want to see your best 11 versus my best 11. And you know what we're not at? We're not at our best when it's -20. They went over the intercoms. It was like, hey, everybody come down to the lower bowl for warmth, for body warmth. And I'm like, wait, people are dying? People are freezing? I shouldn't be here. It literally inspired me mid-game to pack up the fam, go to Spain in the offseason.
Stop it, man.
I was mentally scarred.
Man, come on,
now we got the Chiefs late. We got Green Bay late, and we got the Giants late. What are we doing?
You finish in Tampa in Florida. You'll be fine.
Exactly, man. A defensive lineman talking about weather? Come on, man. You better than that, Cam. But, hey, it's all good. It's all good. Talking about that schedule, you do got your former head coach coming into the stadium week 7. Talk about that game against Sean Payton.
It's not, it's not like I got it circled already. October 17th is Thursday night game on Prime Video or whatever. But I don't really know the exactly what's going to happen. I figure the Saints are going to go marching into the dome and get a W. But that's what I expect every week. So if it doesn't happen, I'm going to be surprised. And when it does happen, I'm going to be as advertised. I assume that we are fighting, grinding, lifting weights, running with each other, building camaraderie now with the team to be the best version of the team we can be come September. So by the time we even get to October, we're going to be rolling.
Oh, so you're good. No worries as Sean Payton marches back into New Orleans after all those years coaching you up. Cam, as always, it's so fun. You always give us a smile and a laugh. Thank you for joining us here on Total Access, not only today, but over the years. It's been a pleasure to watch your career, and good luck headed into season 14.
I appreciate it. Peace.
Cam's awesome. All right, allow us to reintroduce you to a 4-time MVP. We're going out positive. David's got us covered with the fresh edition of not the car show, or excuse me, car shop. It's actually the car show. Yeah, I got that right.
It is. Okay, but before we get to that, can we shout out our control room right there? Hello, guys. A huge part of this show celebrating NFL Total Access on its last show. Not possible without those people there on the screen. But David, it's time to turn the heat up on you with a little throwback to some radar gun fun, including a now Super Bowl champ and MVP.
So we're going to play a game of Can You Throw Harder Than David Carr? Patrick Mahomes is the contestant today at Texas Tech.
I'm going to say maybe.
You're going to say maybe?
I'm going to say maybe.
Get ready, man.
Let's go.
Woo! Wow. Here comes the young buck.
Careful, man. You got the draft and stuff.
Oh!
Hey!
I need the warm-up. I need the warm-up.
Okay, my
fault.
Practice. We have 50.
Hey, you know what that's like, Pat? That's like when you come out and you're going to pitch, right? You pitch, right?
Yeah.
Tyler, Texas. You throw that high first one, the first, and then the batter is just like, nah, man, I'm not even going to get in the box. No rush. I'm good. I'm good here. No rush.
Oh, gosh, David.
54.
Woo.
He's coming.
All right, Pat. Oh, God. Woo.
58.
Okay.
Man, is that ball inflated enough? 58. Like children are watching at home. Can't leave them behind.
Sheesh.
Wow.
Woo.
56.
Pat, no
All right,
pressure.
Pat.
Here we go.
Don't let the old man beat you. I'm 47 years old.
58, man.
He's consistent. He's
I'm getting to
consistent.
60.
Oh, sheesh.
57.
Oh, come on. Who's running the gun? Man, you got it locked up.
I don't know, but I'm still going to try to beat it. Got to get to 60.
60.
I got to 60.
All right, Pat, let's go, big boy.
There it is. 62. There we go. I had to throw it out of the stadium.
Hey.
I had to throw it out of the stadium to get 60.
Get ready to catch everything this preseason with NFL Plus Premium. Your first chance to catch rookie debuts, stars rocking their new colors, and what your team's season has in store. Stay connected through the preseason with 24/7 football news and coverage on NFL Network. And relive all the biggest moments with full and condensed game replays. Don't miss any of the action. Access NFL Plus Premium today on the NFL app.
The Houston Texans select David Carr. What a person to build a franchise around.
If I was to kick you in the groin and tell you could have practice off, would you? Absolutely. Would you take the kick in the groin? I wouldn't even have to think about it.
Throws end zone. Caught. Bring it up. Touchdown, Texans. David throws. Caught for a touchdown. Touchdown, Texans.
David, you look a little red in the face. A throwback to your NFL journey beginning.
It's a whole lifetime ago. So fun, though.
But you look the same.
Yeah, totally.
And you've rocked with us all of these years, from the first-round pick to right here on NFL Total Access. And even some fans out there on Wednesday give you a shout-out during the schedule release.
Oh, yeah.
Did you catch this on social?
My favorite actor is a fan of theirs. Oh.
They got rid of Kirk Cousins and they shouldn't have.
David Carr is what I know about them.
They did have David Carr just a few years.
They need to make some noise in the postseason. That was a long time ago, man. That's all right. I appreciate the love, though.
But he was correct. He was correct. We do have to give him credit. Let's look ahead, however, to the 2024 season. That quarterback named Aaron Rodgers, he's returning to the Bay Area as the Jets open their season on Monday Night Football against the 49ers. Rodgers obviously hoping to see a full, healthy season in 2024. Seems fitting, a last rev of the car show engine.
Is right.
Is Aaron Rodgers poised to make a comeback this season?
Well, absolutely, because I feel like he's been a little bit out of the news. We spent all last summer talking about the Jets and building up to this thing, but let me tell you something. Aaron Rodgers is still here. He's 40 years old, coming off an Achilles, and the last year in Green Bay wasn't as great, but look at, he's back, okay? And he's got a lot of weapons on offense. Defensively, they're going to be really good. He's a hungry man. Like, say what you want about his personal beliefs.
Yes.
Doesn't matter. When he gets inside those lines, that man can absolutely rip it. From the day I saw him throw against USC when he was at Cal Berkeley, I knew that guy was going to be a star. So did everybody else, clearly. And he's been playing great football for decades. He's still got a lot left in him.
Jets fans very excited to see him healthy back on the field. Imrob Yammer, what y'all got cooking over there?
I know what we have cooking up on a walk-off edition of the Real Mike Rob.
Man, hold up. I don't know what the hell David over there talking about, man. Aaron Rodgers, that might be a train wreck over there, man. I'm just saying. Hey, look, I'm just saying. I just got to say it. I got to say it. My bad, Dave.
Put out the archive.
I feel like I've heard that before. President of Bills Mafia. Yes, it is the Real Mike Rob Report. And for the final installment of it, Joshy Poo is the focus.
Yeah, Joshy Poo, man. And is Robin is gone, right? Steph Diggs. But guys, I think this may be a little addition by subtraction here. Me out. Whoa. All right. In the first half of the season last year, the first 10 games, right, Yams? They targeted Steph Diggs over 100 times, right? The back half of the season, the last 7 games, they only targeted him about 50 times, right? And they were 6-1. They need to run this offense through the tight ends. 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, 1 running back. Give the ball to James Cook. Think about it. You got Dalton Kincaid, Dawson Knox. You can go empty with those guys, or you can line up in the eye, run the football. You could do so many different things to keep the defense guessing. And then you can have Joshie Poo, who we know what his real name is, the Bazooka. Okay. Then we can have Joshie Poo use that bazooka and be very special in special moments, not every single play. They do that, and I think the Buffalo Bills, they have a successful season.
Okay, so if that's the case for Bills Mafia, it's all good. Houston Texans, you got your guy, and you might be the missing piece on the other side of the coin. Nice job on a final edition of Real Mike Brown Report. He doesn't disappoint. Still more to come here on NFL Total Access. He was the first ever guest on this show. He turned out to be a Hall of Famer, and he'll be the last guest on TA. Brian Urlacher joining us next. Kimmy.
On NFL Total Access, as our final show rolls on from Hollywood Park right next to SoFi Stadium, we're going to continue to celebrate more moments like this very hard-hitting demo.
Try to teach Rich how to tackle.
So when you tackle, you want to go down, up.
Okay.
Down, up. That's your thrust.
All right. Look out right here.
You got to go with your hands up. There you go, Rich. I said Rich. Rich. Now you got to hit that dance.
What time is it?
Hit that dance, Rich. Hit the dance. Get it dance.
The great linebacker, Brian Urlacher, joining us from Chicago, Illinois. Brian, thanks so much for joining us here on NFL Total Access, and you're the very first player we've ever had here on NFL Total Access. Thanks for being that for us.
Oh, thanks for having me. I'm definitely excited.
And we appreciate you wearing that lid. That's the latest in NFL Network gear you got there on your head.
I appreciate it. You know, I got to wear a hat because I'm kind of going bald, but I appreciate it.
Well, listen, let's see. Do you mind? I mean, because I'm a man who can respect the follically challenged.
It's not too bad. I keep it short so you can't tell, but you see the sides here going back a little bit.
All right, there is so much to unpack. We've got the Hall of Famer. Brian Urlacher is with us. First ever guest on NFL Total Access and making an appearance on our final show here on TA. All right, I feel like I want to start with the hair stuff, but let's start where we should start. You've done what, like a million of these interviews? Do you actually remember the first Total Access that you did?
I have done a few. I remember that one because we had this office there at House Hall that we would go to through our interviews. So I remember walking in there, and Rich was a big deal with ESPN before he went to NFL Network. So I liked him already. So I was excited to talk to him. You couldn't tell how excited I was. I was just watching the interview. I did not look excited one bit, but I'm sure I was on the inside. Just didn't show it.
I like. Can you flip the lid? Because
yeah. So now the hair is better. So I've had some work done, obviously. Well, I ended up going bald at some point, and then a couple of years ago, I found a company to fix my hair for me, Restore. They're in Chicago. You were talking about the billboards earlier. They're all over Chicago. Get a lot of fun made of me. It's okay. I don't mind. I'm used to it by now, but I like the hair. Oh, there you go.
There it is. I actually even said to you before this interview, I said, you know about all these billboards, because we have some friends and colleagues in the Chicago area firing over pictures of you. And by the way, I mean, kudos to you, because the mop looks pretty strong right there.
Yeah, I'm not mad with it. You know, I did get some good compliments when I first came back. They're like, "Oh, you look younger." So that's all it took for me to keep it. I was like, "I'm in. I look younger. Sign me up for that."
Yeah.
At my age, it's kind of tough to look young, so sign me up.
I don't know if Rich is going to reach out to me, but if he needs to get in touch with you, should I not even go there? That might be a bad path. So
leave Rich alone about that stuff. Yeah.
All right. How about this? From Chicago Bears perspective, you guys have been sort of the talk of the NFL world. You tell me, you're a legend. You're a Hall of Famer. Obviously, everyone in Chicago loves you. What's it like to see the excitement and knowing Caleb Williams is now the new face of this franchise?
Yes, I mean, he's a great college player, right? I mean, it's not good to have the #1 pick 2 years in a row, but I think they got the guy this time. You know, he's athletically, he's unbelievable. Throws the ball great. They got some good receivers for him too. I love the #9 pick. Rome Odunze was great. DJ Moore, Keenan Allen. They got Cole Kmet, and they always run the ball well, and they got a good defense. So we can hopefully have something to build on there. Defensively last year they played really well. Just didn't, the record didn't show it, but they played better last year. So I think if Caleb plays pretty well, maybe not as good as C.J. Stroud last year, but if he plays good for a rookie, they're going to have a chance to win some games.
Yeah, that bar very, very high with C.J. Stroud, who, by the way, was the number 2 overall pick a couple seasons ago. I think about when the schedule just released, we had it for everyone here on NFL Network a couple days ago, and I can't help but look at a 1 and 2 matchup with the Chicago Bears and the Commanders. First overall pick of Caleb Williams, and then Jaden Daniels. What's it like when you were playing? You get the schedule, you look at it, and, what are you looking for?
So my biggest, I wanted to play at 12 o'clock on Sunday every week. So I was trying to see how many night games we had, honestly. And you look for the Green Bay games first, look for those 2, and then try and see how many night games we had and where they were. And then the Thursday night game. I love the Thursday night games because that means we had a 3-day weekend. So I could probably go fishing on Friday in Florida. If we played somewhere down south, I could fly out to Florida and fish for a couple of days and come back and be home in time for work on Monday. But yeah, it wasn't that big of a deal. I guess it seems like it's gotten a bigger deal the further I am removed from the game. But I know now with all the overseas games and everything going on, it's a big deal.
Yeah. Brian, I got to tell you, man, a real thrill for me because I watched you play. A real treat for us here on Total Access. The first guest and now officially the last guest that this show will ever have, man. Kudos to you. I'm glad we get to do it with you and we get to walk off with the Hall of Famer here on TA. Much appreciated, my friend.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
It's awesome to have him on the show with us. Meanwhile, I made reference to that schedule. Here we go to look at the exclusive games you can watch right here this season on NFL Network. Got that triple header, Week 17, to be determined on Saturday, December 28th. All right, up next, we sent Christian, Rosa, Shepro, Marcus, Mossy, Koski, Blasucci, what's up? And back into the archives to find some of the funniest moments here on NFL Total Access. Combing through tape for 20 and a half years on TV. That is not easy, but they delivered.
Rich Eisen here on the scene, reporting for NFL Network outside of Munich's world-famous Hofbrauhaus. I stepped outside to do this very important piece of work, so I know what's going on inside. All I'm about to say is what you're about to see is 2 NFL Network people in Lederhosen, and everything else is just par for the course of something you can't unsee ever again.
NFL Total Access is brought to you by He Gets Us. Jesus didn't teach hate. He washed feet.
Hey there, and welcome to the NFL in Los Angeles. All right, actually, what we really mean is this 24/7, 365 network dedicated entirely to the National Football League. Your dreams have indeed come true.
Now, while Total Access has been the home of plenty of breaking news, it's also been the home to lots of fun. Over 2 decades of laughs and memories.
The offensive coordinator, Tom Did you guys just see that football?
See, that's television right here on NFL Network.
Watch closely. Hang on, he's breathing heavy. Look out.
Wake up, Titty. Wake up.
Keep it going.
It's your birthday.
You look like the Louis Vuitton suitcase. What the handle on?
To sign their rookies this season.
Oh, my almighty.
I have to go to the bathroom.
Well, just let it go, Rich. Just let it go. Can never tell.
We're not that close. We are now.
Oh, shit.
57. Oh, come on. Who's running the gun?
All right, Pat, let's go, big boy.
There it is. 62. Let's go. Give me some balls. Give me some balls. Let's go. Give me some footballs.
You got to move early because he's coming fast.
There's more. Watch this. Watch this. They told me to do this multiple times, guys, so I'm looking stupid. But it's all good.
I have to address the elephant in the room.
What?
Swifties, welcome in to the NFL Network and the NFL TA family.
We might need some T-shirts.
T-shirts, hats, headbands.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, headbands.
Do-rags for sure.
Headbands.
Yes. Big ones for
Let's get it done.
cover up the big head.
And we are rocking out. Oh, I don't even know. I don't think I can do that.
Great Scott! I can't wait to talk about these backs of the future.
What are you saying? What's going on, man? Keep it together out there, bro.
I know he's yelling, and I know it's all good stuff. I appreciate you, bro.
That gets us to our new favorite segment, Mock Draft Pong. Oh! A little less.
I'm gonna go with the closest guy. Wow. Kayvon Thibodeau.
That was clean.
It was clean. It wasn't who I was aiming for.
But it got in.
You want to get him outside the pocket, don't you? So one way of doing that is running fake stretch plays. Everybody come here. Here's run the stretch, fake it, and then come on out. When you do this and you try to fool this guy, let's go naked. You come out naked, all right? Clear this out. Progression's always 1 and 2 and 3.
So we're going to build a wall right here. We're not going to let it up the field, keep him in the pocket. Same over here when he comes out to the left. I can get out the front door. I can get out the back door. I can go up and out. I can go up and out. There's a lot of escape routes, and he's like Houdini.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
You're a little out of breath here. I don't know what to make of this because I'm still trying to picture in my head what we actually see.
Here's my question. Where do you like to go out to dinner in Eugene, Oregon?
If you said New Orleans, I'd pick Chipotle. But in Eugene, Oregon...
Chipotle.
How about California Pizza Kitchen?
Okay, but if we go out to dinner, Yam, we're not sitting on the same side of the booth, okay? You got to sit on the other side because you're talking about contact way too much. Oh!
It's probably the only time in life I'll ever beat David in anything. I'm very proud of that moment. But look, at the end of the day, this has been a blast.
Yeah, it's a bittersweet moment to attempt and say goodbye to a chapter I think we all believed was just beginning. To have the honor to help guide this show alongside these 3 men who are now friends is something I've always dreamt of. But my presence on this show comes on the shoulder of the women and the hosts who came before me. But while this time could be used to give my own goodbye, I instead want to honor those who work tirelessly behind the scenes to bring this show to life each and every day. Our team of producers, directors, graphics, editors, stage managers, researchers, camera operators, audio crew, social team, playback operators, wardrobe, hair and makeup, production assistants, talent booking team. I hope and pray I've not missed anyone in this group that's touched this show. These faces that we don't see, yeah, they're truly the ones that matter, and none of this show's history is possible without them. But as Total Access concludes today, I'm lucky enough to continue on here with the NFL Network and hope to give more of my voice to the league I love, while also being a wife and a soon-to-be mother of 2 kids. Don't ever put women in a box, because our potential is limitless and we can do it all. I am forever indebted to this show, and I thank you at home for accepting my presence on Total Access.
Well said on a lot of fronts. And by the way, thank you, Kimmy, for mentioning our team here. Hit the nail on the head. The staff here, so appreciated in such a big way. 3 years ago, I actually got an opportunity to work on the show with MJ Acosta-Ruiz, who could not have been more warm and welcoming to me. David and Emrov, you guys made me feel, man, like I was a part of the team from the jump. Appreciated more than you know. Kimmy started this past year, show mom, like right out of the gate. We all loved you for it. And back in 2003, when this show was launching, I had just graduated. I was doing overnight updates on Sirius XM radio. My dinner breaks, I would head to a bodega on the corner of like 47th Street in Manhattan. I get an egg sandwich for $1.25. I miss those days in a big way. But I would sit in our tape room. This show was simulcast. If you would have told me then I would end up hosting this thing, I don't know if I would have believed it or could have believed it. It has been an absolute thrill to be here. And while the entire crew's obviously disappointed it's our last show, I net out with this. It's been a privilege to be on Total Access every day. Nothing better than laughing with this crew, plus Chase and Baldy. Super excited, and more importantly, I have made lifelong friends in everyone that's here.
Yeah, I second everything you guys said. It's been amazing being here. When this show started, NFL Total Access, I was a sophomore in college, and so, you know, we're getting ready for the National Football League, so everything about NFL Total Access. It was the show of record. It was what we watched, and it was what I wanted to have my name spoken on. So glad to be a part of this show. It will be missed.
Yeah, it's surreal for me because when I started the show, it went from coaches yelling in my ear to Jeff Lasucci and Jen Koski yelling in my ear. It was much more pleasurable. I enjoyed this experience a lot. Everyone here has been awesome, and it's been a pleasure to work with all these people and everyone behind the scenes too. That's hanging out back there.
You guys come up here. Get the whole crew in. Everybody get in here. Get in. These are the people who truly matter. It takes a village. This is our village.
Yeah. Oh, we're rolling deep here. I like this. I like this.
A lot of us. Come on, LaRosa. Come on up in here,
this guy
man.
for 30 years.
30 years. Oh, my God.
Over 2 decades of work.
Awesome,
it is not goodbye. It's see you later. We will also be here putting on content for you at home. It's an honor.
Monday. We got insiders coming up for RTA Crew for a couple decades. Thank you so much for watching.